Coming up next on News Live at 6, a winter storm sweeps across Syracuse. We'll have what you need to know.
The Syracuse Student Association has introduced a resolution in response to Saturday's Ackerman Avenue assault. Stay tuned for new details.
And leaders in Washington have a deal to delay a government shutdown, but President Trump may get in the way. CitrusTV Analyst Anthony Dabbundo explains ahead on Live at 6, and it starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Today's snow showers shut down area schools and even local communities. Included on this list, area libraries in places like Utica and East Syracuse. Good evening, I'm Rebekah Castor.
And I'm McElrath. Some had to shut down morning operations while others were closed for the day. Morning activities in the entire town of DeWitt were also canceled. One location that stayed open, good old Syracuse University. We're here right now along with our weather anchor Riley Burg, who is here to tell us what the current conditions are. Riley?
Now they say that it's cloudy with a chance of meatballs, but tonight it's cloudy with a chance for lots of sleet and lots of freezing rain, unfortunately. Now this winter storm has been named Winter Storm Maya, and Maya is leaving the roads covered with slush, and unfortunately they are not very good for driving. Now you're looking about 0.3 miles for visibility. Not great on the road. So to keep you safe during Winter Storm Maya, the National Weather Service has released some precautions. Taking a look to my right, you can see if you're on the roads, make sure your phone is fully charged before heading out there, and also pack an emergency kit with you. Make sure it's including hats, gloves, blankets, even maybe a bar in case you get stuck on the road. Now, if you do get stuck on the road, start up your car every 10 minutes just to keep it warm and keep that motor running. Now, if your car's motor isn't working and unfortunately the engine's just out and busted, make sure you're dancing like these frogs, keeping that circulation flowing within your body. Now, if you're wondering if Winter Storm Maya is sticking around or if she's busting it on and moving somewhere else, stay tuned. I'll have it all in my full weather forecast.
All right, thanks, Riley. Definitely going to have to remember those tips. And now we have new details tonight surrounding the Ackerman incident that happened over the weekend. The Syracuse Police Department released a statement earlier this morning saying, and quote, "At this point in the investigation, after speaking with victims and witnesses, it does not appear that this incident was motivated by race."
This comes 3 days after the original email from the Syracuse University Department of Public Safety about the incident. The email notified students of the attack on Ackerman Avenue. An updated email came out less than 2 hours later that described the woman who allegedly struck the students with a silver handgun.
Within 24 hours, students wrote a statement for the Syracuse student body detailing what they say happened during the incident. The writers say the attackers used racial slurs before striking students with the handgun. The student moves on to include how the writers are saddened and disturbed by the events that occurred and are especially disheartened by how the situation was handled by DPS and the City of Syracuse Police. The writers also warn other students, especially those of color, to be cautious in order to stay safe.
DPS Chief Bobby Maldonado released a new statement yesterday afternoon detailing how the university is working with the Syracuse Police Department on the Ackerman incident. No new information could be provided because of the ongoing investigation. The statement also explains the SU does not identify the race of perpetrators in its alerts to the community. Maldonado says this is because of concerns about racial profiling.
The Student Association responded to the Ackerman incident with a new resolution in their meeting last night. The resolution states that a racially charged assault occurred off campus and DPS did not acknowledge the motives. Student Association President Gufran Salil spoke with us earlier today and said miscommunication was the biggest issue between students and DPS.
An incident like this shows us that there needs to be communication. There wasn't communication between the student body and DPS in this matter. That's why there was a lot of misunderstanding about whose jurisdiction this is or how DPS can put a term on this incident. DPS couldn't say that it was a hate crime because it's SBD's investigation. Not a lot of students knew that.
Other campus organizations have also come out with statements for the Syracuse community about the Ackerman incident. The Residence Hall Association posted a statement on its Instagram page detailing its solidarity with the victims of the attack. The organization also says DPS failed to explain the racially charged motivations of the attackers and put in jeopardy the safety of minority students on campus.
The Syracuse UNICEF group posted on its Instagram a similar statement. The group says, "We apologize that the university has failed you, that DPS and the Syracuse Police Department has failed you, that it has failed us."
The Students Advocating for Sexual Safety and Empowerment organization also tweeted about the incident. It posted the student response statement next to a picture of the DPS email from the night of the attack and says, "Students of marginalized groups, we stand with you, especially when the university downplays hate crimes."
The incident also brought up the lack of DPS presence around off-campus housing and the purchase of signs along the streets rather than blue safety lights. There are not safety lights on Ackerman Avenue, and the closest one is at the intersection of Euclid and Ostrom Avenues.
Citrus TV will keep you updated with the latest on this developing story.
Now new at 6, applications for Student Association leadership positions are now open. Students can apply for president, vice president, and comptroller for the 2019 and 2020 academic year. Students interested in applying can find the application attached to current SA President Gufran Cilio's email. And SU's Black History Month celebration continues with lecturer Dr. Eric Pritchard. Pritchard is an award-winning writer and cultural critic whose work focuses on the intersection of race, sexuality, and class. He will deliver the annual lecture for Black History Month at 7 o'clock tomorrow in the Shine Student Center. His lecture, titled Black Supernovas, The Legacy of Black Gay Fashion, will draw from themes of his award-winning book, Fashioning Lives, Black Queers, and Politics of Literacy.
Everyone here in Onondaga County uses the internet on a daily basis, but are you getting the best service? A new study by Microsoft shows that nearly 9 million New Yorkers are not getting true broadband. Over 40% of Onondaga County does not have access to broadband internet. That equates to nearly 200,000 residents. Free meals are being offered to students of the Syracuse City School District. The district will provide free meals to children for the upcoming midwinter recess this month. Meals are served Tuesday to Friday from 11 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon in schools across the district. The program will accept anyone regardless of identity.
Now on snowy days like this in Syracuse, you're probably hoping you have all-wheel drive. Citrus TV's Peyton Smith was at the 2019 Syracuse Auto Expo as peak car buying season is just down the road.
This year's Syracuse Auto Expo was bigger and better than ever. 300 vehicles were on display for almost 50,000 visitors at the On Center.
We've got, anything from a small sedan all the way up to large SUVs and pickup trucks, commercial trucks, and then the luxury vehicles upstairs.
For car shoppers like Craig Rosen, the annual Syracuse Auto Expo is a great place to hop in, see what he likes, and hop out knowing exactly what he's going to buy.
I do my research on the internet, then I come to a place like this, I sit in the car, see how I like it, and then I go spot to spot to spot, and after I visit probably 15 places, then I end up buying something.
The Auto Expo also featured motorcycles, RVs, and classic cars. Rosen says the expo had something for everyone, including adventure seekers and families.
So I love the fact that you can come here and it's not just looking at cars. You can see everything while you're here. My son loves jumping on the motorcycles. My daughter, last time we were here, was hanging out in the RV lot. Then you can get a beer if you want, you can grab a sandwich.
While the Auto Expo may have come to a close, some visitors drove away from it with their next car in mind. Peyton Smith, Citrus TV News.
Thanks, Peyton. And while the auto show might be closed, the government is open at least temporarily.
Coming up next, Citrus TV correspondent Anthony Dabbundo will tell us what lawmakers are doing to keep the government open past Friday.
And snow is still falling outside, turning to ice. Your full weather forecast coming up next. What you need to know before heading out on the roads.
Don't go away.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV Newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
You're watching Citrus TV News. Now, the government officials are scrambling to reach a new deal to fund the government and avoid another partial shutdown.
Citrus TV correspondent Anthony Dabbundo is in studio to break down the negotiations.
Many thought that today was going to be a breakthrough in the congressional negotiations for government funding. Both the House and Senate reached an agreement, and with the president's signature, the threat of a shutdown would be gone. After reading the deal, though, the president isn't thrilled.
I have to study it. I'm not happy about it. It's not doing the trick.
Now, it appears that negotiations have made no progress since they began in December. The president refused to sign any deal that won't fund the border wall that he made a key promise in his campaign. Congressional Republicans seem to be willing to do anything to avoid another shutdown after the last one affected 800,000 workers for 26 days and cost the U.S. economy almost $11 billion in GDP. Trump insists that progress is being made. He's hoping that the $5.7 billion needed to fund the wall can be taken from other less important programs. But while Democrats have said they'll give money for border security, they don't seem to be willing to give a dime for the border wall. Now, for now, the next few days will probably be a waiting game to see who gives in first. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Anthony. Now, the bipartisan investigation into President Trump's presidential campaign and its possible ties to Russia has no evidence on conspiracy. The investigation has run for 2 years and interviewed over 200 people.
Investigators disagree on patterns of contacts documented between Trump associates and Russian agents during the hacks of Democratic emails. North Carolina Senator Richard Burg told NBC the investigation was approaching the bottom of the barrel.
Now, also from Washington, the Justice Department's Office of Inspector General is strongly recommending that the FBI updates its policies on collecting and preserving text messages. This comes as the Bureau faces criticism over its ability to retain texts.
The report calls for the FBI to conduct research before picking a new tool to collect texts and making sure that any data can be saved securely. The recommendations come as part of a probe into text exchanged between former agent Peter Strzok and Lisa Page.
Now, since the last year, 3% of people working in solar power lost their jobs. This is the second year of solar careers declining. The Solar Foundation says that most of last year's losses can be attributed to imposed tariffs.
The tariffs increased the prices on solar panels. The industry saw a growth rate of 159% in jobs since 2010. A retired NASA astronaut is running for Arizona Senate. Mark Kelly took to Twitter to announce his campaign on Tuesday, calling it his next mission. He says his campaign will focus on issues like job growth, climate change, and affordable health care. He will be competing against Republican Martha McSally in the 2020 election.
Kelly is the husband of former U.S. Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords, the survivor of an assassination attempt in 2011. Now, the latest in El Chapo's trial, the drug lord now faces a life sentence in prison. Federal courts found him guilty of 10 counts of conspiracy to laundering drugs and international drug trafficking.
The jury took nearly a week to deliberate. Guzman pocketed nearly $14 billion while leading the Sinaloa cartel. He is noted to have escaped from Mexican prison in 2001 and again in 2015.
Today's verdict is a victory for law enforcement. But more importantly than that, today's verdict is justice. It's justice for the many thousands upon thousands of victims of overdose.
And thousands continue to march in mass protests against President Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela. Maduro insists that there is no crisis in the country, but students are marching in support of opposition leader Juan Guaido.
Maduro's supporters also marched in the capital Caracas this weekend. Russia and China are among the few countries pledging allegiance to Maduro, while several Latin American nations, as well as Canada and the United States, support Guaido.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Now looking at your weather in Syracuse, the snow has turned to ice falling down outside, and it's expected to continue throughout the night.
That's right. Now, Citrus TV weather anchor Riley Burg is back inside the studio. Riley, what can we expect for the rest of this week?
Now guys, we are in a winter storm warning because of Winter Storm Maya. As you can see, we're expecting at least 6 inches tonight on top of strong winds ranging anywhere from 13 to 20 miles per hour, and of course freezing rain, which you're seeing outside right now. And moving into tonight, you will see that it's around 34 degrees outside, but it feels like 29 because of those strong winds. Now we are expecting also some more freezing rain, some more stronger winds as we head into tomorrow. And looking at Wednesday, you can see that as we head into Wednesday, it's about 32 degrees around 9 a.m., then 31 at noon, and then 27 at 6 p.m. Again, those strong winds are going to make it feel like it's in the high teens to the low 20s. So do bundle up if you're going outside. Wear that hat, wear those gloves. And again, wondering if Maya's sticking around. Stay tuned, and I'll tell you if she's here for the rest of the week.
All right, thanks, Riley. Now, a new report from the CDC is blaming Juuls for an uptick in teen smoking.
Coming up next on News Live at 6, how the company responded to the report.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
Now on News Live at 6, a new report from the CDC is blaming Juuls for a spike in teen tobacco use. The report cites a nearly 80% increase in e-cigarette usage among high schoolers from 2017 to 2018. Juul responded to the report by saying the company was committed to deterring underage use of vaping products. The co-author of the report says the rise in popularity of vaping is in the largest increase in the use of a tobacco product since the survey started in 1999.
And although February 14th is right upon us, some say more people are celebrating Galentine's Day. Citrus TV reporter Lilia Wood finds out how people in Syracuse are spending the day.
There's a big lack of love surfacing around Syracuse.
And well, they're not wrong. Syracuse was named the worst city to date in last year, but has Cupid returned this season to redeem himself?
He has money to date. You know, it's expensive to take a woman out.
Well, the weather stinks.
Because we don't have a lot of young people, and all of the industries are leaving.
That's a shock because Syracuse was loving. It used to be. Used to be.
In a study done by Apartment List last year, only 14% of Syracuse locals were satisfied with their dating life. Although people don't think much has changed, Syracuse didn't even make the list for worst cities to date in this year. Nevertheless, for local shops like Floral Essence, business continues to bloom from the lack of relationships.
A lot of people go through their little ups and downs, and a lot of guys come in and want to get out of the doghouse. So it kind of benefits us as far as dating.
And if you still can't find someone in what used to be the worst city to date in, have you tried a chocolate shop?
What we need is increased chocolate consumption, and I think dating is going to go through the roof.
This is Adam Manzoni's first Valentine's Day as the owner of Sweet on Chocolate. So he's making chocolate like crazy to prepare for the big day.
Truffles, we sell potato chips, we sell this and that. So I don't really know exactly how much chocolate we're going to go through, but it's probably going to be 100, 200, 300 pounds of chocolate.
And have no fear if you're one of the many, many lonely people here in Salt City.
They could come celebrate it just with us. They can be my Valentine.
Needless to say, Cupid still has some work to do to warm all the hearts of those in our cold city. Lilia Wood, CitrusTV News.
Well, if you're looking for love, stick around for sports in just a few minutes. We're talking SU men's basketball. We're catching you up on tonight's women's lacrosse game, and one SU athlete may be up for Player of the Year consideration. CitrusTV News will be right back.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television. You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News Live at 6. I'm Matt Liberman. And in what feels like the first time in forever, Syracuse isn't on the bubble for now, but that doesn't mean the Orange can't use some help. Tyus Battle has been his always reliant self this year, but SU head coach Jim Boeheim knows he needs one guy in particular to step up if the Orange want to make a deep tournament run.
He's rebounding, going inside better. You know, he's not taking 3 or 4 threes. He's getting to the basket. That's what he does best. He still works on his shooting every day. He still makes shots in practice. I think he can make them, and I think he will make them for us. But in some games, he has an advantage inside, and we need him to get in there.
It's been an up and down season for Brissett so far. His scoring and rebounding are down from last year, as well as his shooting percentage, which has just dipped to 40%. At times, Brissett looks like he can be a go-to guy, while at others, he seems to fade into the background. Looks like he may be on the upswing, though, heading into tomorrow night's game against NC State. The sophomore has now tallied 3 straight double-doubles. And back on the hill, SU women's lacrosse is currently underway against CNY rival Binghamton, but this isn't so much of a rivalry. The Bearcats have never beaten Syracuse in their previous 6 meetings, and it doesn't appear they're going to tonight. After just 20 minutes, the Orange already hold a 4-0 advantage. Should SU come out on top tonight, it would be the team's 6th straight season since opening the year 2-0. Their last loss in game number 2 came back in 2013 against Maryland. And back on the hardwood, Tiana Manakahia continues to make her name known nationally. The Aussie point guard was just named one of 10 candidates for the Nancy Lieberman Award, which goes to the top point guard in the nation. Also, shout out to my mom, Nancy Liberman, who was not as good as basketball. Still the best mom ever, though. Love you. Shout out there. Anywho, Manakahia, the only ACC point guard named to the Final 10, she currently ranks second in the nation, averaging just over 8 assists per game, and she has accounted for over 45% of Syracuse's offense this season. And now on to the ice, where the Orange cleaned up College Hockey America's weekly awards after sweeping Mercyhurst this past weekend. Senior defenseman Allie Monroe was named CHA Player of the Week for the first time this season after she notched a goal and 5 assists across the pair of games. Freshman Abby Maloney took home Rookie of the Week with a goal and 2 assists. And finally, junior goalie Addie Cohen didn't play Friday night, but she did play Saturday, shutting out the Lakers in a 4-0 win. And it's a busy night in hockey. All 3 New York teams are in action. The Red Hot Islanders visit the struggling Sabres. New York has now won 3 in a row, while Buffalo has just 4 wins in its last 10. That game gets going at 7 p.m. And the Rangers visit the Great White North as they make the trek to Winnipeg. After winning 7 of 9, the Jets have lost 3 of their last 4, but the Rangers aren't exactly the cream of the crop themselves, as they're now the 2nd worst team in the Metropolitan Division. After the break, stay tuned for your 5-day forecast. That's all we've got in sports. Keep it locked here.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
And welcome back to Citrus TV News. Looking at your 5-day forecast, like we said, tomorrow we're seeing lots and lots of snow showers throughout the day. 34 for a high and 24 for a low. Then Thursday, it seems as though Winter Storm Maya is moving on. We are going to see some sun. And Friday, some showers there, but not too bad as we move into Saturday. A little bit cloudy. The temperature is going to drop down to about 28 there. And then again, we're going to see some wonderful sun coming in on Sunday.
So Riley, you said tomorrow we're also going to have snow flurries again. I have an early wake up tomorrow morning. Will there be flurries in the morning, or are they going to hold off to the afternoon?
Unfortunately, right around 7 a.m. they're coming. So if you have an 8 a.m. class, definitely going to want to bundle up. Make sure you're wearing that hat, because with those snow flurries comes the cold.
All right, good to know. Thanks, Riley. And that's all the time we have for you on Citrus TV News. Follow us on Twitter at Citrus TV News and like us on Facebook. I'm Rebekah Castor.
And I'm Amber McElrath. Have a good evening, Syracuse.